Student is revising the chapter 2, the end of the bipolarity. Right, we have completed, we knew about the Soviet system and Gorbachev and disintegration of USSR. Okay, and the Gorbachev effort and the policies, what were the key political changes introduced by Gorbachev, right? And policy under the Gorbachev we have completed so far, right? And in 1991, that collapse of Soviet Unions, Russia, Ukraine and Belarus, three major republics are declared in this 91 that Soviet Union was disintegrated, right? Russia, Ukraine and Belarus. We have completed reason for Soviet Union disintegration. Why did Soviet Union collapse? The Gorbachev's decision to allow election with multi-party systems and create a presidency for Soviet Union began to show process of democratizations that eventually destabilized communist control and contribute to the collapse of Soviet Union, right? And there are several other reasons: internals, economy, policy, institutions, military, corruptions. So we have completed so far. And what are the consequences of disintegrations of Soviet Union? The Cold War was ended, power relation in world change, right? And many more things I have already explained. Now the today topic is shock therapy in post-communist regimes. So now first we understand the meaning of what is the shock therapies. Shock therapy is part of SAPS designed by World Bank, right? First we understand what is the SAPS, Structural Adjustment Program. SAPS is Structural Adjustment Program designed by World Bank and IMF, International Monetary Fund, in 1980s for what? Implementation in Latin America, Africa and Asia. Means this therapy is for implementation of to these poorest country in the world, right? Those economy are not good. What is the goal of this? The goal of the shock therapy was promote structural change based on pure market economy and neoliberal policy package. What are the core elements of this shock therapy? Stabilization, political stabilizations, democratization, liberalizations. Liberalization means to give some concessions, right, for the entrepreneurs that they can start their own business and they can invest their own its own. Privatizations and restructurings. Restructuring means the social economy change into capital economy, but this is not exhaustive. First of all, this is the core element of shock therapy. Now shock therapy in post communist regime, so we understand this is the Latin America first applied. Now what effect on the shock therapy in post communist regimes, right? Shock therapy, a sudden, what is first to understand what is the meaning of the shock therapy again? A sudden and dramatic change in national economic policy that turns a state controlled economy into free market economy. This is the post communist systems regimes, right? Shock therapy is applied and it is sudden dramatic change in economic policy, means the socialism to capitalisms started by some leaders of communist countries like USSR, right? That turn state control economy into free market ones. Means in the communist systems there is socialism, and socialism is totally based on in the socialisms all the assets controlled by the states, and all the ownership run by the states. What to produce, whom to produce, how to produce is determined by the state. But in shock therapy it is free from the states, or it is shift from socialism to capitalisms, right? And what are the characteristics of shock therapy? Include ending of price control, the privatizations of publicly owned entities, and trade liberalizations, right? This is the capital system like, right? To understand what is the model of shock therapies, transition in Russia, Central Asia and East Europe from authoritarian socialist system to democratic capital systems. Means in the communist country mostly are authoritarian system or socialist systems. It changed into democratic capital system, which was influenced by World Bank and IMF, known as shock therapy. And the process of transition was due to collapse of communalisms, because the communism is collapsed in midst of the 1990, right? And then the transition shift to socialism to communalisms, right? Most of them adopted the policy of the capitalisms and democratic systems, socialism to democratic systems, right? And there was a need to make to shift of capital's economy, which is meaning rooting out complete land structure evolved during the Soviet period. There is a very important to shift of capital economy, means social economy to change into capital economy, to apply the shock therapy, to adapt to the shock therapy. And this is the drastic change in external orientation of this economy, and this is change the external structure of the unions or those countries who adopted it. And it is also break up of existing trade alliance among the country of Soviet Union. Because why this is break up? Because those countries, some of them are believe in the socialism, and right, they did not left the socialism, and then they did not adopt the capitalisms. So there is a break between those countries earlier, which was following the socialism, right? Now, but later on they adopted the policy of the capitalisms, and there is the confrontation between those countries, right? And this is the we can say that this is the confrontations among those countries, those which were follower of socialism, right? And now, what are the consequences of shock therapy? What is the result of this shock therapy? First of all, shock therapy brought ruin to the economies and disaster upon the people of entire regions, because earlier the policy was changed very rapidly. So if it is sudden changes of the policies, so it has bad impact on the economy, and also the middle section of the society suffered too much, right? The value of Russian currency ruble declined dramatically, and people lost all their saving due to high rate of inflation, because adoption of these shock therapies, right? price are rises, and due to the high price there is high rate of inflations, and it suffer to the peoples, because in inflations the price of the common goods and services is rise, and which impact on the people, right? The government withdrew subsidies which pushed large section of the people into poverty. In these systems government did not involve, because it is the capital economy, right? And they give the liberalization, they give freedom to the entrepreneurs, what to they have the control over the price, they determined what to produce, whom to produce, and how to produce. So due to that, large section of the people suffered poverty. The middle class were pushed to behind the bar. The construction of democratic institution was not given the same attention. Means the construction of democratic institution was not given the same attention and part as demand of economic transformation. Here is the two changes: one economic change, second is democratic changes, socialism to democratic, right? But this is not give attentions. The democratic change is not given attentions. Only they give the attention to the economic reforms, but economic reform fail, so there is totally unrest, right? Most of this economy, especially Russia, started reviving in 2010s, years after their independence. The reason for the revival was the export of natural resources like oil, natural gas, and minerals. So this is the shock therapies which totally decimated some part of the Soviet Unions, but some countries adopt the policies, right? And now today scenario they are following the democratic systems, also involving themselves in capitalist systems, right? But very few of them are still communists, right? So you can see the here are after the fall of Soviet Union, it is 15 republic forms, right? We know that Soviet Union collapsed in 1991. Most made relatively smooth transition in democracy and market economy. So most of them following the democracy and market economy, means the capitalist economy. Russia and other have maintained weak and unstable democracy or some form of personal rules to electoral authoritarians. Means this country is not got success in democratic system, to spread the democratic systems, to maintain the democratic systems, and due to this some part of this country was unstable. But communist regime did not collapse everywhere, right? Keep in mind today's scenario, and today some countries are also following the communist systems like China, Cuba, Laos, North Korea, Vietnam maintain the communist institutions. Because why? They had great legitimacy than Eastern European regimes. They were more independent of Soviet control. Means they are not independent. They are not dependent on Soviet unions, right? They are independent of Soviet control and not as affected by Gorbachev reforms, because they are independent country. They avoided internal divisions, right? These are the, so some countries are still following the communist regimes or communist systems, you can say that, right? Hope you got it. This is the video number 5 of this chapters. Once again, see consequences of shock therapy, and this is the very important for the board examination also, so keep in mind. Have a good day, and like and share the video and subscribe the channel.